Hello, and thank you for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. I had a little glitch in the system for some reason, but that's okay. I'm here now. I figured it out. I just need to get something started here. We get our little banner going here so you know who the heck I am and what's going on. But anyway, thank you so much for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. Hopefully, I'm looking good today. I didn't know how this was going to come across, but you know, my glasses. I'm outside. Okay, so my glasses look like they're shades, right? They're like they're sunglasses. I'm not trying to be cool. I'm just trying to be able to read. Okay, so so anyway, but I just wanted to, do a little something different. It was overcast today, probably in the 60, 65 degrees outside. I'm here in LA, as you know. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna get out of the office space and come outside onto the patio. I thought I was going to have a different backdrop, but because of the glare of the sun, I had to turn things around. So thank you so much, Marsha, who is my creative director when it comes to all those things and what the camera looks like and how I look and make sure I was kind of washed out, if you can imagine that, with the sunlight. But we figured it out, right? So thank you so much for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels live show, right? So we're live on YouTube, live on Facebook Live. And after the show is over, we become a podcast. So we are available on Anchor, or which is Spotify. So I guess Anchor is the tool that I use to make it a podcast, but it's actually on Spotify, who owns Anchor. So you can check it out wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. If you don't want to see what I look like, that's fine too. You can always just listen to me so you can, hear just the audio, like, get rid of the video part of it. We're all about connecting and collaboration. So hashtag hospitality unplug. That's what I always say is hashtag hospitality unplug. You can do that hashtag, like Google hashtag hospitality unplug, and everything I've ever done will come up. Okay. So all the videos, all the shows, everything will come up, or anything that any content that I hashtag hospitality unplugged will all come up. So, I'm an open book here. I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm Russell of Hotels, right? That's what I'm all about. I'm all about the hotel. Anyway, today is Tuesday, April 13th. It's Taco Tuesday, so make sure you have some tacos. I probably will, but I'll tell you about that later. Disruptor of the status quo. What does that mean? I'm a marketing disruptor of the status quo, which means, when I started this show 2 years ago, 103 shows ago, I was looking for something to kind of, jumpstart my brand, if you will, which is Russell of Hotels. So I came up with doing a show. I can interview hospitality professionals, or if I'm not interviewing, I can talk about things within the hospitality space. And that's a topic right now that's so hot because there's so much going on as far as COVID, during COVID, post COVID. When we get to that point, what's going on in the hospitality space at this time? Marketing, promotion. Are we doing it? Are we doing enough? Could we be doing more? Those are things that I talk about. So just in case you didn't know, now you know. So industry news, and I've been mentioning this for the last couple of weeks. Countdown to Disneyland reopening. That's April 30th. And the reason why I say that, because that's kind of going to be the gauge of what's going on in Southern California. If people are running to get back to Disneyland, and it's not going to be open fully. I think June 30th is the date that the governor set, I believe, to open everything up. I want to say June 30th, but this gives us a sneak preview of what to expect in Southern California. The amount of people that are coming in, and the demand to go into Disneyland. I think Universal Studios is going to be opening around there as well. So this is going to be good. This is great. So it's going to be great for some of the hotels around Disneyland as well. So just remember that. So, but those things I just want to bring up, as we move forward. This is a question that I'm always asked, right? I get into these discussions, or I'm listening to these. I always talk about Clubhouse, right? I get into these Clubhouse discussions, or I'm listening to these Clubhouse discussions, and these questions always come up. And I'm just going to ask you this question. You don't have to answer it now if you don't want to, but in fact, let me look and see if I have any comments here. No comments there. Let's see. I always forget that, people are making comments, cousin Jackie, hey, you plugged in. Okay, I appreciate that. Good afternoon, Skip. Hey, you got my name spelled right today? Hey, we're good. We're good. So I just want to check and see if there's any comments. So those are comments, but I always want to thank everybody for joining in and checking out, because I can't do the show without people listening or watching, right? So that shows there's somewhat of an interest. I got 4 people on here. There's got to be somewhat of an interest, right? But anyway, the question was, do you think within the hospitality space, hotels and restaurants specifically, okay, will things go back to where they were? Will things go back to, well, people keep saying, oh, when it gets back to normal, or this is the new normal. No, this is what I think. This is the new reality. So whatever happened before, we can't be, thinking it's going to come back anytime soon or if ever. Okay, I mean, you just look at what's going on with restaurants. Just take restaurants for just a quick example. QR codes. I mean, this QR codes was something that came out years ago, right? Several years back, but we didn't embrace it, right? Because it wasn't time for it. Well, guess what now? Now we're moving towards a touchless society within restaurants or in hotels as well. But let's just say the general term in hospitality space, right? So QR codes are now back, meaning, restaurants don't have to print menus. I mean, there's going to be some restaurants that are still going to do it, it's still going to be old school. That's fine too. But a lot of them are going to touchless, a touchless society or touchless within their own operation. So I was just at a restaurant. It's hard to see the restaurants I've been to. It's hard to even see, them having menus. So I was at this place called Hotel June, and I'll talk about that a little later. But they have a kind of a rooftop bar that overlooks their pool, and everything was QR code. Bloop, okay, menus here. You don't have to touch the menu. No one has to bring it to you. You have your order ready before before the server comes to you. I mean, those are things that are important. Those are things that are going on. And a lot of the restaurants, or I went to this restaurant the other day. I thought it was open, you can go in there and sit down. It's takeout only. So when was that happening before COVID? Was there a lot of takeout only restaurants going on? No, there weren't. So we always say, well, when it gets back to normal, no, look at what's going on. Look at the trends that are going on now. And you let me know, are things going to go back to where they were? But I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, some things may, or if they come back to, being like they were, it's going to be a while. It's not going to be this year. May not even be next year. So I'm speaking right now in the here and now in the next 18 to 24 months. Let's just say that. Just what I'm saying, that's Russell of Hotels. That's, not the entire industry. That's just Russell of Hotel. That's what he thinks about that. Let's see. Hey, have you heard this? Now just check this out. And speaking of restaurants, have you heard restaurants are finding it hard to find employees? They're competing with people. No, back up. They're competing with people that get the stimulus money, right? The stimulus checks. Those people don't want to go back to work. So 42% of small businesses have openings they can't fill. Okay, I'm not making this up. I saw this on CNBC made it up, and I just got it from them, right? So 42% of small businesses, and small business, how do you, what's the criteria for a small business? I mean, it's either, depending on the industry, it can be, less than, 250 people, or less than, like, I think for restaurants or hotels, I think it's less than $7.5 million in total revenue or total receipts or something like that. That's considered a small business. I mean, that's just federal stuff. I don't know if that relates to states or whatever, but it's something like that. So it's different criteria for different types of industry. But bottom line, 42% of small businesses say they can't fill their positions that they have open. This was as of March. So check it out. Don't take my word for it. Just, check it out. Google it. But with that being said, are hotels ready to reopen? And why do I say that? What is our game plan? Do we have enough staff on call? Have we been communicating with the people that used to work for us? Because remember, we've laid off people, we furloughed people. Have we been in contact with those people? Because we're rushing to open up everything, right? But are we ready to actually open up? Like, okay, say if there's a meeting that happened, I need a meeting for 10 people, and I go to this hotel. Do you have people? Do you have staff? I need it either today. No, I'll say tomorrow. I'll make it easy. I need it tomorrow morning. Just a meeting. I don't need any food. Well, then we may not be able to give food anyway. So let's just say I just need a meeting space. Do you have someone that can set up this meeting space and take care of my meeting needs? I mean, those are things we need to think about. So if your hotel is on point, then that's fine. But every hotel is not on point. I went to a hotel last week, and there's one person, he's the director of operations at this particular hotel. He's doing everything. He's checking people in. He's doing accounting. He's assigning rooms. He's doing all these things. Now, say if I went in there and wanted to have a meeting, you think he would be able to set up a meeting too? He's leaving the desk I was posted up in this hotel for about 2 hours. He left the desk probably 5 times because he had things to do. He's wearing multiple hats. So, and I had a brief conversation. I said, how are things going? He said, well, we're running, we've been running 20 to 30%. And I said, well, when do you think, what's that threshold to where they'll bring someone else in to assist you? He said, when we get to 60%. They're at like 40 now, between 30 and 40% now. So they have to wait until they get to 60% for them to bring this guy help. Is that hospitality? I mean, is that service? I don't know, but I just know that, some hotels, you'll see the hotels are doing more with less. And I hope that doesn't translate into, when we get busier, then we're still going to do more with less, because you got to really think about the hospitality aspect of it. So I'm just saying, these are things that I'm seeing, and that's why I'm getting out more and seeing what's going on, because I can't come on air and say some things that I have no knowledge of. But if I've actually been there and had some conversation with people, hey, I can speak intelligently about it. So that's what I'm doing, right? So there you go. So just think about that as you go to certain hotels and you see, a lack of people working, or, there's one person checking in, 15 people, what I mean? Is that the norm? No, that's not the norm, but it's maybe the reality of that particular hotel. So, but we'll move forward. So I just need to know, are hotels ready to reopen? What is your game plan? Do we have staff on call? We can call and say, hey, we have a meeting going on tomorrow. Can you come in and take care of this? So we'll see. So I mentioned the hotels I visited last week. Are we moving forward? Are we moving towards more of a transactional guest interaction, or a hospitality interaction? Hotels about hospitality, right? Hospitality is how you're made to feel when you're there. Okay, that's what I think hospitality is. It's not about the service. Well, I guess service plays into it, but when someone says, "Oh, I had great hospitality," it's okay. I had a great feeling that hotel gave me, or the person behind the front desk, or I met the housekeeper in the hallway, and she was nice and she gave me more towels than I needed, or soap or whatever, gave me an extra mint for my pillow, right? Well, that's hospitality, because guess what? It made me feel good, right? It made me feel that she appreciated, or he appreciated me coming into their establishment. So that's what hospitality is to me. I had a friend I actually referred this hotel, okay, a friend of mine, we'll call him Skiff, okay, that's his nickname. We call him Skiff, right? Mr. Skiffer. So, but he asked me, I don't know, a month ago, 2 months ago, I'm not sure when it was. He said, hey, I'm going to Vegas with my wife. He said, where do you think I should stay? Because he's going to use my site, right? He's going to go to russellofhotels.com and book a room. I said, this is what you do. I said, always book direct. I said, but if you don't want to book direct, then book with me. But use my hotel as use my site as a resource to kind of aggregate or compare hotels, pricing and things like that. And then go to the hotel directly, their site, and book directly, okay? Because if things go wrong, it's better that you have made the reservation through their reservation department or through their own website, okay? So that's the advice I gave everyone. That's the advice I gave my friend, right? So he went to, I told him, I said, are you familiar with Nobu? He said, no. I said, you're familiar with Caesars, right? He said, yes. Okay, Nobu is a hotel within Caesars Palace in Vegas. He's like, what? Are you serious? Oh, yeah, it's a hotel within a hotel, right? So I told him, I said, hey, go there, stay at Nobu, make a reservation at Nobu, and then as far as dinner is concerned, eat at the restaurant in Nobu. I guess it's called Nobu, right? And because I told him a story that I went there and enjoyed it and had a great time, blah 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 blah. So guess what? He went, and so he sends me this long dissertation this morning, because he wants me to put this on the show. Okay, so Skiff, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, and this is in quotes, right? Vegas was cool. Nobu, great. The air of exclusivity, very present. Okay, so it's like an exclusive, like you're, part of this club that not everyone can stay at Nobu, right? Not everyone can go in the elevator and go up to Nobu. You just can't do it. That's what it is. It's all about exclusive. I can't even speak. I'm so excited. It's about being exclusive, right? So that's what it is. It's very present. That's what he said. Great customer service from check-in to check-out. Room was excellent. The Nobu restaurant, unbelievably excellent. Service and food beyond comparison. Wow. Man, he's a wordsmith too. Our only issue is that there's no room service. Okay. So some hotels haven't restarted their room service yet. They're still trying to figure out the protocols for that. I understand that. But he said there's no room service, but the option of ordering food for room delivery from the restaurant within, I don't know if that's Nobu or whatever, he said it needs work. He said, so as good as the dining experience was in Nobu, when he wanted to order food to be picked up to take to his room, that needed some work, is basically what he said. So, but overall, great. And I said, of course, I always ask, would you stay there again? And would you recommend it? And he said, yes, I would definitely recommend it. I definitely would stay there again. So Mr. Skip, he's Skip, okay. Skip. So Skip, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. So now you can get off now, so you can get off air and go back to work. So no, but I appreciate that because people, time to time ask me, say, hey, where should I stay? I'm going here, I'm going there. Can you hook me up? Blah blah blah. Everybody always wants to hook up, right? Well, he didn't ask for the hookup. He just said, would you recommend something? And I said, okay, no, definitely will. So Vegas is a good place, and I'm glad Vegas is back to where, well, never going to be back to where they were, okay? Because you just heard they don't have room service. So how can you get back to where you were? You don't even have room service, okay? So, but it's good that they're doing a good job. So, and obviously he had a good time. So that's great. So thank you so much, Skip, for that. Let's see, where am I? Where else? Enhance your networking and your brand through Clubhouse. That's what I do. Okay. So a lot of people are not on Clubhouse because maybe they haven't been invited to be on Clubhouse. First of all, you have to have an iPhone to be on Clubhouse and you have to be invited. So actually I have 2 new invites. Now I have a total of 7. So if anybody wants to, take me up on, my offer to get you in the Clubhouse, just hit me up, just email me, just email me, russell@russellofhotels.com, and then I will hook you up. I just need your cell phone number, make sure it's an iPhone, and I will set you up. So that's not a problem. It takes all of 10 seconds for me to, put your number on my phone or into the Clubhouse app, and then you'll get the invitation and you move forward. But Clubhouse is basically, it's a new platform, a new social media platform, but it's audio only. So it's basically like a podcast, but it's interactive. I'm speaking and then other people can speak and we ask questions and, so it can be more of a discussion, it can be like a conference that you're attending, someone, a speaker is talking about this and talking about that, and he or she can invite you up and then you can speak as well. So how has that enhanced my brand? Or networking, because you're meeting a lot of real people. When I mean real people, people that either need what you have or you have what they need, or they have what you need, right? So you can interact and you can help each other out. I mean, as far as podcasts are concerned, there's people that are on there that have been doing podcasts a lot longer than I have. And there was this debate last night, not a debate, but it was a clubhouse room that had to do with podcasts, and it was audio versus video. Which one did they prefer? And most people preferred video. There's a lot of people that have been doing podcasts for years, and video was not an option. Now video is an option. So they're saying, these are seasoned pros at this. Like I said, I've done my 103 shows, and I think I'm doing all right, right? So, but there's people that they've been doing this for 5-7 years, but it wasn't a video portion of it. It was just 100% audio. So they're saying video is a lot better because, of course, you get to see people. So if we're going to do business, you've already seen me, right? You already know who I am. You know my voice, you know my face, right? And so now it's all about just connecting and, how can I help you or how can you help me, that kind of thing. But with audio, you're always going to be guessing, like, what does this dude look like? You know what I mean? Not that should even matter, but it does, okay? So I guess I can sell you a lot more if I can see you than if you can just hear me, okay? So just remember that. And that's why I went to, from just the straight audio to the video, Facebook Live or YouTube and StreamYard and all that stuff. That's why I did all that stuff, because I want people to see who I am. So there's no surprise, right? Oh, that's Russell. Yeah, you can just see me in the background. Someone, you're walking by someone's cubicle and they're watching me like, oh, that's Russell Hotels. Boom, okay. But if you heard the voice, you'd be like, who are you listening to? But if you see me, oh, that's Russell Hotels. Oh, that guy's cool. He knows what he's talking about. But anyway, so those are ways that I'm enhancing my brand. So I've made connections on my LinkedIn. LinkedIn has gone up. Instagram has gone up. And I've gotten so many tips on how to create better content, for more people to see, right? So more views, more likes, although the likes, whatever. I'm on the board with that, on the fence with it. It doesn't even matter. It matters that people download my videos, or listen or watch my videos. That's what matters to me. The likes, you don't have to like anything. Yeah, of course they do. Yeah, you like that. We need that, but it's all about the downloads and it's all about how many views. So there you go. So like right now, not many people listening to the live show, right? But it's all about when I post this on every other channel, right? And what goes on, or even on Facebook, what happens after it's posted for like a week, it goes from the 4 people that are watching now to, I've gotten as many as 5,000 in a week. So it just, it just depends. So there you go. So what's better, audio versus video? I'll go with the video. What would prevent you from traveling in 2021? Well, I got the shot. I'm fully vaccinated, so I'm ready to go. But what would prevent you? You can get the shot. You have a choice. Everyone has a choice. No one's forcing anyone to get it, right? But I choose to get it because they're not going to stop me from, if I want to travel somewhere, they're not going to say, hey, we need to see your car. Well, I already have the car, so I don't have to worry about that. So that's not a way they're going to stop me from doing it, right? So just remember, there's a plan. There's always a plan to get people not to do certain things, right? So if you don't get the shot, I guarantee you there's going to be some obstacle in your way. So I'm removing all obstacles. I already have the shot. And whatever trip comes up, I'm going to take it. So there you go. But that's just me. So I have my card and everything. I just have to get my card laminated. I heard somebody doing free laminations of cards or whatever. So I have to find that out. Who's hiring? There's quite a few people hiring these days. Check this out. Hilton Culver City looking for a DOS. And the Hilton Culver City, now remember, most of these positions are in LA or the greater Southern California area, because that's where I am. And a lot of them are director of sales positions, general manager positions. I think there's a couple of AGM positions on here. And remember, these positions are no older than a week old. Okay, so just take from the last show that I did last Tuesday, they're no older than a week old. Okay, so because they'll post these things and these things will be there forever. And you're always wondering, well, did they hire someone? What's going on? But anyway, the Hilton Culver City, that was the former DoubleTree. Okay, it's on the corner of Sepulveda and Centinela. Okay, used to be a DoubleTree, and I think it was something else before that. It may have been a Red Lion back in the day. Remember Red Lion? Am I dating myself? But it was a, I think it was a, I think it was originally a Red Lion hotel. But anyway, it's now they've reflagged it, they renovated it. I see it because I drive by it. It's not too far from where I live. So now it's called the Hilton Culver City. They're looking for a DOS, senior director of event sales at Santa Anita Park. Okay, so that Santa Anita is the race track in Arcadia, and that's probably from LA, say downtown. That's probably 25 minutes, something like that. You know, as the crow flies. It can be further than that. I mean, distance wise or time wise, but yeah, it's Santa Anita Park, Senior Director of Event Sales. That's what they're looking for. A complex Director of Sales and Marketing at the Beverly Hilton and Waldorf Astoria in Beverly Hills. So it's a dual property, dual DOS. Okay, so it's a complex DOS. You're overseeing both properties. And then there's a Renaissance Newport Beach. They're looking for a director of sales and marketing as well. Then there's a Cambria Calabasas. They're looking for an opening DOS. I guess after it's open, you're out. You know, you're open. You know, that's it. Goodbye. So I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a task force DOS. It says opening. I don't know what that means, but I mean, just check it out. You know, if you're interested, these are on H Careers. If you're interested, look on H Careers. The London WeHo, that stands for West Hollywood for people that not from here, don't know West Hollywood, right? So we just say WeHo. We don't have to go into West Hollywood. We just say, hey, oh, where's that? Where's the London at? Oh, it's in WeHo. Oh, okay, yeah, I know that. So, okay, they're looking for AGM, which means Assistant General Manager, Studio City Courtyard Hotel. Now, don't get this mixed up with Courtyard by Marriott, okay? So this is not the same thing. It's called the Studio City Courtyard Hotel. It's in Studio City, okay? And it's on the corner of Ventura and Coldwater Canyon, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly. So they're looking for an AGM as well, or Assistant Director of Sales. I mean, Assistant General Manager. And then the Best Western Sonoma Wine Growers Inn in Roanoke Park, which is up north in wine country. So, and then, not to be outdone, the Sheraton Gateway LAX, which is right there on Century Boulevard. That's one of my favorite hotels. I have a big story about that hotel. I'm not going to tell it now, but when I was in college, it was a class. We did a total food and beverage plan for that hotel. So that's why I'm kind of fond of it, because I spent a lot of time there and I got an A in the class. So, hey, there you go. And I got a job offer in New Orleans at the Sheraton for a sales manager. This was back in the day. I turned them down, but it was just good to even, because I had a job with Marriott already. I didn't need your job. So anyway, yeah, I had a job with Marriott 6 months before I graduated. Hello. But anyway, so what was I saying? So Sheraton Gateway LAX, they're looking for a food and beverage manager. So, anyone that's interested in those positions, have them go to H Careers and tell them Russell of Hotels sent you. I'm not going to do what's the SSI number, because mine's 75. I don't need to keep looking at it. I'm good right now for the next couple of weeks. So I'll come back to it in a couple of weeks. But is your hotel open? Or did you go back to work? Create some FOMO. Someone had sent me a message on LinkedIn. His name was Sin Dowling. Hello, Sin, how are you? And he asked me a question. He said, what do I think as far as hotel marketing is concerned during this pandemic? Are we doing a good job or a bad job? I think that's what he was trying to say. And I said, I don't think we're doing enough. And I said, listen to the show, because I always talk about different things in sales and marketing, or how to promote your brand, which you should be doing. So you should be creating some FOMO. What is FOMO, Sin? FOMO is fear of missing out. So any hotels that are opening, reopening, or getting their feet up under them, they're rehiring and things like that, we need to start seeing that stuff. We need to start posting things about what you're doing. Communication is the key. If you're not communicating with your audience, and in this case, your audience are your guests, either your former guests or the guests that you're trying to get. Okay, so we have to create FOMO, fear of missing out, or just information. And you don't even have to call it FOMO if you don't want to. I call it FOMO because it's catchy, because now I think I'm hip, right? hashtag FOMO, right? So anything that you should post, put FOMO. You know the amount of people that would look at that posting if you put hashtag FOMO, because people always, okay, fear of missing out. I know what that means, so I'm going to look it up. So it's a reference to what, people are looking for things. People are looking for um, ways to do things where they don't have to think too much, right? So if I can just go to this hashtag FOMO and see what people are saying, that means I don't have to really search. So, it's all about the fear of missing out on whatever you're missing out on, whatever that is. If that's hotels, if that's restaurants, if that's whatever. Why am I getting those postings during my show? But anyway, so always make sure we're creating something. We're giving information. We're letting people know video works better than still pictures. Always remember that. Okay. Use social media consistently to get your message out. Whatever your product or service is, stay relevant, and it should be a huge part of your marketing strategy. So social media, you have to be doing it. If you're not doing it, you're behind the 8 ball. Okay. And there's no way to get out. So just make sure that you're doing it. I use social media all the time. I advise people to use social media. I assist hotels with social media. That's what I do. So any questions at all, just like Sin asked me a question. I asked him to call me, because it's better to just explain this over the phone or do a Zoom call or whatever than to type out this long drawn thing, because that's not what I'm about. I'm more about having a conversation. So Sin, please reach out and call me. I gave you my number. So we'll talk hopefully this afternoon. Non-meat eats. You guys know I don't eat meat, right? I'm a plant-based. Some people call it vegan. I'm not a vegan. I'm more plant-based. Okay, so veganism has a lot of things that come along with being a vegan, and I'm not at that point yet. And nothing against vegans, because I respect what they do, but I'm more of a plant-based eater. Okay, there you go. So went to the Cena Vegan, CENA Vegan. Okay, so my daughter and I, we've been saying, hey, let's go check out this Cena Vegan. And we thought we were going to go in there and eat, right? Sit down, eat, restaurants are open, blah, 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 25%, whatever. So on the way there, finds out that no, it's not open. It's takeout only. Goes back to the, things are not going to be the same, right? So we end up making an order, and I got the big burrito, right? Big burrito, when I mean big burrito, is huge, right? I couldn't eat it all in one sitting. Okay, so I had to come back. I was nibbling on it. So I ate maybe half of it, and then it took me like 3 hours to eat the other half, you know what I mean? So, because I was nibbling on it. But I got a burrito al pastor. Oh, you're talking about seasoned perfectly. It had the onions, cilantro, some pico de gallo. Oh my God. And then I had a pineapple cucumber agua fresca to go with it. You're talking about refreshing on a hot day, to go along with your big burrito al pastor. It was delicioso. Okay, I have to say that. Okay. But Cena Vegan is in Lincoln Heights, which is north of downtown. Yeah, a little north of downtown, probably northwest of downtown Los Angeles. So I don't have a problem with it. It's a good thing. I'm gonna tell you this. It's a good thing it's not closer to me, because I would probably be eating there 2 or 3 times a week. Okay, but it's definitely worth the trip. I didn't mind that it took us. It's probably an hour round trip. So what? A little traffic. Well, big deal. Not a big deal, because the food is that good, and it's 100% plant-based. Mexican food that's 100% plant-based. Cena Vegan. Check them out on Instagram. Oh, it was so good. Hotels, are you reinventing yourself? Are you swerving? Because I don't use the P word. Are you swerving? Is there any business? Okay, since there's no business travel, what are we doing to promote to the leisure market? We have to be promoted to the leisure market, because we know, and I'm saying this for Sin's benefit, because you guys already know this, right? Because I talk about it every week, right? So the first markets going to come back are what? The local market, the staycation market. People that are staying in just for the weekend, the road trip people, they can come, 2 hours away. Those are people we need to be promoting our destinations to, or our hotels to. Just like Vegas, promotes to us, right? We need to promote to these other areas. Vegas, Santa Barbara, San Diego, I've seen, promotions, publications for all those, right? And they're seeing the same thing from us as well. So I guess, I mean, I'm not in those cities, but I would assume that's what's going on. But what are we doing? What are we doing for our drive market? We have to be doing something. We have to create information, or the FOMO piece. We have to do it. So things are coming back, meaning more people are traveling. They're doing their staycations. Their staycation, all I ever wanted. I don't know. Every time I hear that, I have to sing the Go-Go's. The Go-Go's jingle gets in my head. I don't know why, but it is what it is. But anyway, are we being consistent with our content or messaging during these COVID times? Okay, what does that mean? Are we sending out a messages of our protocols? Like, are we still wearing masks? Are we still using the 6 foot distance or 3 foot or whatever the heck the new distance is? Are we doing that? Are we sending that information out? Are we posting these things? Because people want to see that. They don't want to be guessing. They want to see this on websites. So websites have to be consistent with what you have and what your plan of action is. Because one thing you do not want is to post these things on your social media or your website, and then get there, you get to the hotel, and they're doing something totally different. Okay, they're not wearing masks, they're not doing anything. So if you're not gonna wear a mask, don't put it in your website on your social media. That's what the protocol is. But if you are wearing the mask, you need to put that. So it has to be consistent. People will be okay. They just need to be told, not told what to do, but they need to be informed. They need to be kept informed on, okay, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing at this particular hotel. Excuse me while I take a drink of water. Thank you. That's what happens when you talk so much and you don't have anybody else on the show to talk to. But that's okay. That's what I'm all about. I'm all about talking and whatever, giving information. So are we sending out messages of our protocols? Have we updated our website with our new protocols? Have we posted pictures or videos showing our protocols or procedures on your social media platforms? Are we showing our staff utilizing our protocols? Are we talking to people? This is the thing that we always miss out on, because hospitality is such a people business. People like to see other people working, okay, or having a good time working, right? So we need to send more pictures or videos of, hey, this is Russell. He's our night houseman. He makes sure the hotel's clean, right? Things like that. Russell's from Blythe, California. He does this. Things like that. It makes it more personal, right? You don't see a lot of videos like that. It has to be personal because people want to be able to connect with people. And that's just what it is. It's all about connecting with your tribe or the people that utilize your hotel or whatever your business is. That's what it's all about. And I think we miss that. We miss that people part of it. So, I think that would go a lot further than just sending a picture of, well, these are rooms, right? But if you see Russell, he just cleaned this room, okay, that goes a lot further because now you have a connection with Russell. So when you come to the hotel, guess what? You're going to be looking for me. Like, where's Russell? Is Russell working today? Oh, hey, Russell. Hey, I see your videos. Blah, 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 blah. Hi, hey. I guarantee you it works. Okay. But you have to try it. You have to try it. That's another thing. We need to experiment because we don't know how to attract these people. We don't know how to attract our customers. We think the old way is going to do it. Guess what? The old way is not going to do it. Okay. So we need to experiment more with how we are, how we are putting out content on social media, what we're putting on our website, the conversations we're having. We need to see exactly we need to ask more questions because then that's going to tell us, that's going to, give us a roadmap to where we need to go as far as getting people back into our establishments. Okay. Because guess what? It's not going to be the same. So we have to do things a little different. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Contact information, how you get a hold of me, just Russell at russellofhotels.com. You guys know I'm on every social media platform out there known to man at Russell of Hotels. So I don't want to go through all that and bore you more than I'm already boring you. So what is the Russell of Hotels group? Branding, digital marketing via social media, help build your presence through video, postings, etc. You can even make reservations through my site. Go russellofhotels.com. Reservations at hotels anywhere in the world. Okay, go russellofhotels.com. Um, I do hotel site selection. Now that things are maybe coming back, well, the old term was meeting planner. I've always gone through, I'm a hotel site selection company where I assist companies and organizations, people with finding the right location for their family reunion, their corporate retreat, their um, religious meeting or religious getaway, or their board meeting, things like that. So I've done all those things, and I've helped out many organizations. So I do that as well. I don't mention it because there's no reason to mention it because there's none of that stuff is going on, right? So maybe now that things loosen up, maybe we'll go back to that. So of course I'm going to mention that, right? I'm a live show. I'm a live show host and podcast host, right? So just in case you didn't know that, that's how we're having this conversation. I interview today's hospitality professionals. I'm a disruptor of the status quo. Remember that. Connecting, collaboration of people and pointing people in the right direction. I hope that's what I do. And we're kind of winding down already because you know what? I'm gonna try to keep these shows under 50 minutes if I can, 50 minutes or less, right? Because, I'll tell you later why. But I mean, there's always a method to reason why I try to keep things or try to do things, because people don't watch the entire video, right? They watch bits and pieces of it. So if I condense it, maybe they'll watch the whole thing. So let me move forward. I always ask these 4 questions. Number 1, and these are questions for you to answer, okay? So you can answer whenever you want to. Answer to yourself. Number 1, how is your professional or personal brand staying relevant? Number 2, knowing what you know now, is there anything that you are doing differently or that you would do differently? Number 3, have you connected with anyone new lately? Or old, or maybe someone that you haven't, had a conversation with, prior to this whole COVID thing happening. Maybe you need to reach out and reestablish that relationship. And number 4, what has this situation taught you? This whole COVID thing, what has it taught you for your brand, for where you work or whatever? What has it taught you? I mean, these are questions you need to ask yourself. Quick shout out. Oh, hold on. Before the shout out, hotels, are you, I'm getting a little, hold on 1 second. My juice is about to run out on my iPad. That wouldn't be good. But anyway, so hotels, are you selling differently? Are you marketing more or less? Hopefully you're marketing more. And I'm starting to see a lot more things from destinations, a lot more, promotions and things like that. Where you been? That's all I need to know. Where have you been? Be consistent with it though. If you're promoting anything, you got to be consistent. You can't send things out one time and think, and then wonder why it's not working. Well, it's not going to work because you got to be consistent. So always be consistent with anything you do. Be consistent. Now, if I did only 6 shows, average podcast is 6 shows, and people just get frustrated for whatever reason and they leave, right? I've done 103 shows, right? I have not gotten frustrated one time because I know that it takes time to build a brand, to build a following. And it's the same thing with your marketing and promoting for your brand, for your hotel, or whatever you're trying to do, your restaurant. It's not one time, or you're not going to get, because I send something out to 1,000 people, that 1,000 people are going to read it. No, that's not how it works. Not how it works at all. So it's that old thing where you send things out and it takes them at least 8 times of you sending it out or 8 times of them seeing it for them to actually read it. Like say you're driving on the freeway, right? And you see this billboard. This billboard has been there for 6 months, okay? But you probably don't pay attention to it. It takes you at least 8 times to see that billboard for it to resonate with you. Like, oh, okay. Oh yeah, I saw that, Russell Hotels podcast. Maybe I'll listen to it and see what the hell this Russell Hotels is. That kind of thing. So it does take that long to do it. So that's why you have to be consistent with your marketing, your promotional, your whatever, your content creating. You have to be consistent with your message. Okay. Oh, my glasses almost fell off. So hotels, are you, ask this again, hotels, are you selling differently? You should be. Are you marketing more or less? You should be marketing more. And are you keeping your brand in front of your competition? What's your competition doing? Whatever they're doing, do something else, okay? Do more than what they're doing. Shout out and congrats to Dave Dugo, okay? Dave Dugo, I said it twice. Co-owner of the Fairfield Inn and by Marriott, Fairfield Inn, Marriott, Sonoma, California. Now, Dave used to be my VP of, what was he? VP of Ops for, gosh, I can't even think, for Broughton Hotels, right? So good guy, great guy. I'm so happy to see that. I saw it on LinkedIn. You know, Dave, when he gets quiet, you know, he's doing something because, you know, before you were seeing a lot of postings and things like that, but then all of a sudden he got ghost on us, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, I just opened up a hotel. I'm like, what? Where'd this come from? But it was 4 years in the making. So it was from the ground up, from what I understand. And it's in Sonoma, which is wine country for people that aren't familiar with California. So it's, you know, you got Napa and you got Sonoma. Those, you know, all our California wines come out of those two regions. Okay. So probably some of the best wines in the world. I'm just saying that. Okay. You know, I'm sure people in France will, you know, debate me on that. But anyway, we're talking California wine now, right? So Dave Dougal. So if you're going to Sonoma, check out the Fairfield Inn by Marriott and just ask for that Russell of Hotels rate and just tell them, you know, Russell sent me. Okay. Dave Dougal, right? He's the owner. Right. So anyway, no, congratulations, Dave. I'm proud of you, and give a brother a call. Holla. Anyway, so we're at that point where, guess what? We're about to close out the show. So I always end the show with the 4 P's, ROH's 4 P's. And those are purpose, people, passion, perseverance. Purpose, know your why, or why you do what you do. Okay, I do this because I like doing it. I love doing it. And I think people need to hear information about, you know, hospitality, hotels, DMOs, restaurants. Okay, so I know why I do it, right? So people, be a leader, but be inclusive, especially these times. Be a leader, but be inclusive. Passion, either you have it or you don't. No faking the funk, okay? Perseverance, be consistent, continue to evolve, don't give up, and swerve when you need to. Leaders need to have more empathy during these COVID times. Be more inclusive with your team. See the theme here? Use this time to develop yourself, separate yourself from the pack, learn something new, invest in yourself, and always, always stay relevant. Focus on what you can control. The other stuff you can't control, so why are you worried about it? Just move forward. Let someone else worry about that mess. Your brand is your culture. Remember that. Leadership dictates where your company will go. I didn't work for a lot of lousy leaders, and the hotels plummeted. Okay, and they say, well, we got to get rid of this person and bring someone else in. Okay, so leadership dictates where your company will go. So always keep those things in mind. I'm Russell of Hotels. I'm Russell Edmond. I go by the name of Russell of Hotels. Thank you so much for joining the show, which is called On Air with Russell of Hotels. This was show number 103. So we'll be back next Tuesday for show number 104, God willing. So you guys take care. Have a great week. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me for about 50 minutes. And I'm at 50 minutes right now, so I got to go. So you guys take care. Peace. Come on.